Hi, everyone. Jess here. Welcome to Balance Consciousness. I am coming on to talk today about sacred masculine and divine feminine energies. Now, I did a post several days ago that was specifically speaking to women about this, and it really showed me that I need to backtrack and I want to come into the basics about what these energies mean within all of us and within a collective. So, the first thing I want to really talk about is the fact that this has nothing to do with gender. Okay. So, we're going to break down in a simple way what these energies mean to us. And then I'm going to be posting a lot more content about how we can continue to focus on balancing these energies within us and how we can also utilize them in everything that we do. Okay. So let's talk about the sacred masculine energy. Now, if it helps for you so that your brain doesn't automatically, because we're so programmed, right? If it helps for you to not have that brain automatically go to man as a gender, we can think of the concept of yin and yang in traditional Chinese medicine. Yeah, so the yang is the masculine energy. We all have yin and yang within all of us. Okay, so when we're talking about our masculine energy, we're talking about our structure. We're talking about our container. We're talking about our systems, our ability to organize, and then most powerfully, our ability to take inspired action. Okay. Now, I want to also say that as I'm explaining this, I'm talking about sacred masculine energy. This is when it's in its truest, most powerful, most balanced, most loving, most compassionate form. Okay. And then again, I'm going to be posting a whole lot more content about when these things can get distorted, what culture and society has done to help us distort them unconsciously, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So the masculine, it's our container. It's what holds everything together in the sense that when we receive messages in meditation, for example, and we get that aha moment, our sacred masculine is what then brings us into, okay, now I have a direction. Let's take action to find forward movement in that inspired action. Okay. It is, it is a provider. Okay. It is a protector. um, but yes, it is systems. It's what allows us to have systems of organization within our life so that we can get the things that we say we're going to get done. Yeah. So it's incredibly responsible, our sacred masculine. That's what helps us to stay accountable and to uphold the responsibilities to fulfill our promises. Okay. So without going even deeper into it, sacred masculine. It's our container. Let's talk about our divine feminine. Okay. I get excited about this, so I'm tripping over my words a little bit. Our divine feminine, in its purest, most powerful, most gorgeous, and balanced form, is the water that is within that container of the sacred masculine. It is flow, it is creativity, it is stillness when we need it. It is nurturing. It is receptivity. It's the ability to step back and observe rather than force through, okay? And force solutions in particular is what wants to come up when I say that. Divine feminine is our ability to gestate and create powerful ideas, um, to really hone in on our life's purpose, right? And as that stirs and brews and builds up more and more and more, our masculine can again then come in and take those action steps to move it forward, inspired action. Okay. So our divine feminine is incredibly powerful. Even though it can be still and receptive, it is not passive. Divine feminine is not submissive. Okay. It is also not aggressive. It is this perfect, beautiful balance of fierceness, of, you know, being a badass, if you will, um, while also not having to perform this, not having to prove and over explain yourself. It's a state of peace and being within the receptivity and connection to the divine. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. However, if the divine feminine doesn't have a container, can you imagine powerful waters, right? Especially if they become out of control, right? We're very tapped into our emotions and our divine feminine. And if we allow those waters to flow and really burst forth, but there's no container to hold them, and by this I mean hold them. I feel like I need to say a lot of these things over and over because people can really get like trigger words to immediately label something. It's the container is holding this divine feminine rather than trapping or imprisoning it, anything like that, right? Remember, everything is about balance. But can you imagine if we did not have a container, the divine feminine waters set loose, right, can probably be a little overwhelming, right? So, therefore, finding the balance between these two energies within ourself is so incredibly important. I know I'm being a broken record, but I'm going to come right back around and say, guys, this has nothing to do with gender. We can then go into each gender and talk about how our masculine and our feminine energies are at play, but let's not go there yet. Today is just about talking about what these energies are, okay? So, divine masculine, the container, the systems, the structure, the inspired action, the empowerment, the authenticity and sovereignty to move forward, right? Beautiful, powerful, um, authoritative, but not overbearing, not controlling. That's a big one. Um, we just know what needs to be done, right? And what fuels that is the divine feminine. The divine feminine are the creative waters within that container going, here's a new creative idea. Ooh, here's a deep emotion and passion that will fuel that inspired action. Are you ready to receive it? Okay, divine feminine is coming in and receiving all the messages that we're ready to receive. It's not forcing, it's not penetrating through, if you will. It is just flowing. And then at some point, it needs the masculine to come in and go, okay, here's the step. Here's the step forward, action. So I hope that this helps to give a little bit of a foundational base perspective for those of you who might be new to this or who might just want a different viewpoint on it. Definitely keep your eye out for more content on this because it's incredibly important. In everything I do, it's all about balance in the work that I do and the content that I provide with you guys. And right now, I'm being called to speak to the masculine and feminine energies of each individual, regardless of your gender and of the collective, and how we've seen it shift or how we've seen it distort in strange ways, whether that's within a work organization or within a specific gender or within a specific type of relationship or within a specific culture, right? So we can start to see how these things have shifted. But right now, remember, we're just seeing this as energy. And the masculine feminine balance is crucial when it comes to cultivating the life that you desire. If we are leaning into one of these energies more than the other, we're not going to create the life that we truly desire. Get ready, there's some big content coming out about that. It's also not going to help us in work process. It's not going to help us in our self-love journey. It's not going to help us within our relationships of all kinds, right? Like I said, I'm going to come out with more content about how these energies can appear distorted in certain ways. Okay. So let me know how this felt to you in the comments. Speaking to energies, keeping the conversation loving and supportive of one another. trying not to get too much down in the 3D and the material about this. Let's talk specifically about these energies and how they are affecting our being, our way of interacting, our way of viewing the world. Okay, guys, I'm sending you guys so much love. Thanks for joining me. All the info for my one on one work is down below. Please do check it out. And I'm really excited to hear what you think of divine feminine and sacred masculine energy balance. All right. See you next time.